Right, welcome back, ladies and worms. I got another teardown coming in today. This is a it's a 3KZD, so it's a Z. Should be a 5-pin planet. It is out of a Cadillac. This unit actually is from when I built the customer a unit a couple months ago. They had this, it was bad, they took it out, put my unit in. Now they end up having another Cadillac Escalade. I believe that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that maybe it's the pickup truck. What is that? That ESV or whatever. Well, anyway, they have another vehicle that, you know, same year and everything. They need the training, so they had this as that core out of that other unit. They brought it. As far as knowing what's wrong with it, they don't remember. It was so long ago. So, you know, let's just kind of get into it and, you know, see what we got. I do have a light set up. I'll try and keep my head out of the way like this, but I do have the camera really kind of close here since I don't have anybody else here holding a camera for me or anything. But I got a good light, so we should be able to see real good. It's pretty close. Actually, I can back that up just a little, get a little bit further throw on the light. But you know, my hand might get in the way. But get some gloves. I finally did get some gloves the other day because I was out. Alright, turn that down. Alright, let's see. Alright, so I mean, you can see it's a 300mm spline. So it's LS, bolt hole, shaft. Just get your lockup O-ring off of here first. And then on the bell bolts, I'll show you what I use. Let's see, I'm gonna need this. I just use my, is this the 45? That's the 45, where's my 50? Where is the 50? I just had the darn thing. Okay, once I put it back. No, that's not it. There it is, it's on the extension still. Okay, yeah, so it's like, I'll just use like the reducer, you know, 1/2 inch. And then I've got this really old, I've had this bit for, it's just a gold colored snap-on T50. I know you're supposed to use the excuse me, the T50B that Sonics makes. They say specific for the bell. I mean, yeah, but I've actually broken those bits, and I've had this bit. I have yet to break this bit that I've had for, oh man, like, I don't know. God, when did I get this? Like 2004, 2003 maybe? Like 20 years. Anyway, a long ass time, never broke it. That's what I was using. I'll use the bigger gun and then to get these off here. And the only trick that I found is, I mean, so a lot of times you got to heat them up and things like that, but we'll see with this one. I don't want to land them too hard, but I just got to put all my body weight in it onto the gun, and I weigh about 220, and I'm pushing on this as hard as I can up against the back of this backstop metal wall here just to get these loose. Yeah, so it came off good. Didn't really hurt it any at all. You can see how deep the socket got into there. You can see the discoloration. The B ones, the other bit doesn't go that deep, but it's just about keeping the pressure on it too. You don't want it moving at all. And it's usually these bottom two that will give you a problem if you're gonna have one. And that one's deep, it's so deep, you gotta use a little bit of an extension or you'll come in at an angle and it can mess things up. Oh man. You just wanna come in on it real straight. Keep all the weight on it. And just use an extension for that last one. This is tricky one with the weight on it. Got it. So yeah, see, even that one, it didn't really hurt it hardly at all. Bell just comes off, set it aside. It's got to go in the cleaner. Done with the T50. Done with the big gun. This is an old, I've had this since I was 14, and I'm almost, what, 50 now. This is an old ass Craftsman. A couple guys make fun of me for using such an old piece of junk Craftsman, but hey man, I like it. I've been using it for years, man. I have no problems with it, so. Let's get the pump bolts out of here. Oops, sorry. Yeah, see the camera's right by my head. And you know, I'm not gonna go over this, but I'll change all the O-rings, obviously. It's not like a fresh build that's got problems. You know, recently it's brand new build for me, so it's gonna get everything replaced. I just use my 15 swivel. See, I keep hitting that with my damn head, man. Just gotta be mindful. And I'll take the bottom two out once I flip it over. And the servo, hopefully it's not, oh, see, so at least it went in, but it didn't come back out. I like it when you hit this and it'll spring out, it's just rubber mallet. But it's the corrosion inside of here is what's gonna hold that. I just get your flat blade or screwdriver, come in like that, run it around, get it out, and you can see all the rust on it. So it's corroded inside there. And then if you come in with a driver like this, yeah, it's moving it for me. But if you do this too hard, I've done it. If you get in here and pry too hard, you'll crack it right here, especially this part where it's gapped. If you do it here too hard, I'm just barely doing it. But if you come in here and you really rank on that real hard, you will crack that part of the case right off of there. And the case is junk. But I'm just kind of gently kind of walking it around and pulling out at the same, twisting and pulling. Twist and pull. Looks like it's already as far as it's gonna go. So then I'll get my channel locks, just kind of get it to spin. See, it's spinning free, but you'll have these where they won't spin free, and then you can get in here with a hook tool for the O-ring, just get around that hook. And then if you pull out on it, it depends. If you pull too hard, sometimes it'll break. But if you pull and you're stretching it, most of the time, you can get the cover off like that to where if you had to reuse that O-ring, technically you can, but I won't, but you could without breaking it. If you pull too hard there, it will snap it. That's the cover. There's your fourth apply. This is your second. The spring. Yeah, the pin's got a little bit of wear, nothing crazy. I always polish the pins up. I mean, it's just a standard truck type servo. Just get the little E-clip off here. So there's a little E-clip on it. I'm just getting in underneath there and prying up like this. Careful, don't shoot off on you because it will and you'll lose it. Just get the washer, the spring, the clip. And see, it's the reason that's not coming out is because there's a lip on this pin that's been created from this washer on the back of that servo pin. You just gotta take a hammer and push it out of there like that, and then you gotta disassemble that. So I'll do that later, but it's just there's a clip here. I mean, you can, if you don't have like the press, see if I have the little tool I can do it with without my press, because not everybody's gonna have that. This is like what if I can find them. I used to use like I don't see them, just like welders clamps, and I don't see them. I must not have them here because I don't really use them anymore. But you can take that and squeeze it like that to get that snap ring out. But it's kind of like the last thing I do. I'm going back together with the unit is cleaning that, taking it the rest of the way apart. I mean, it's been built before. That's a different plug. You know, someone's been in here. That's an aftermarket wire harness. Oh God, I don't even know if I really need to get these off of here. Let's see. And this can really ruin your day, man. These, because see, if it's in the vehicle, it's got this T, what is it, 35, 45? T40, let's see. I still gotta clean them out. Yeah, so it's a 40. But you gotta get all this crap out of here first before you really try and put any pressure on it. Trying to find my little brush that I can use to clean it, just to kind of get some of that rust out of there. I'm gonna heat them up. I don't care, even if they come off easy. No, I'm heating them up. Period. So what I'll do is you get this set, and you definitely hit that pretty good in there. I'm gonna go grab the torch, because if you don't, you should need to change those bolts from that crappy metal type of Torx bolt to like a pan bolt. That way, if you ever have to take this off in the vehicle, you're not fighting it with up in the vehicle, which can be a complete nightmare. I'm just heating up the boss underneath of there. I don't know if you can see, because that's where it'll get stuck. And I've done this before and broke these off. You can use a gun, but I like doing it by hand because you can feel it a little bit better. I see bubbling now around that bolt. So I'll try it by hand first and see. Oh, it's still awfully tight, man. Yeah, no, nope. Try to heat the metal that the bolt goes into, get that to expand more so than the bolt. And I'll still put a little heat on it, but I like to get it on here more so than anywhere else. God, that's not even... God, all that heating, and look how it's still just destroyed. But at least I got it, thank God. I'll clean those threads up and all that after. Once I get it out of the hot tank and stuff. Okay. After that fun experience. But see what could happen? I mean, I've been doing this for years, and it's still, even though it was turning, just even doing it by hand, it still broke. The threads are totally finished inside of there. It's just so corroded. I mean, it's pretty dark fluid, which we were kind of expecting. Just from what they were saying, how it was, just lost everything. I'm pretty sure is what he said. It had originally, from when it failed a long time ago, everything had just, it just lost everything. Had no forward, no reverse. pretty much just gave up the ghost. Okay, let's get back to this turd. Missed one. Yeah. It's definitely clutches, and I don't see any metal, which is good. So hopefully it's just a lot of clutch material. It's pretty black. The filter looks like it's compressed. A lot of metal in the filter too. Clutch material. I'll let it drain out, see what it looks like. Work on getting this stuff off of here. It's got the original, well, see, that wire harness looked like it was changed. It's still a Delphi, so it's not a aftermarket. Like you've seen me do before, I always put that clip on here. That way I don't lose it. Oh, that's nasty, boy. Jeez. It's awfully thin. Fluid's real thin. The bore looks good. It's got the plastic. Won't use them. I don't know if it has some type of additive added to it. The fluid's really thin, watery. 1-2 accumulator. It's plastic. It's not cracked, which is good, but we won't reuse it. You know, we go back in with the pinless, unless if it gets a Transgo shift kit, then it's just going to get the metal ones instead of the plastic. Yeah, normally I put something under it to hold it up so I can get those last two out, but I didn't feel like stopping. And these are all 10s. You got 3 long ones here. You got a short one and a short one here. See how short versus that. A short one and a short one on the 1-2 accumulator. Short one on the dipstick guard piece. All the other 10s are the same, but then you have these 8s. 2 short 8s holding the manifold pressure switch on. And then you've got 3 of the long 8s. That hold the valve body in that. Yes, that's aftermarket. But these 3, they have to go here. You can't put these 3 anywhere else. Like if I put this 8mm longer one in, if I put it here, it would lock the shell. This would not let shit, like watch. Let's see if it'll go in. I can't turn it the other direction. And the sprag's squealing. Look at these 3 8mm, 1, 2, 3, right there. And I can see that the valve's not been pinned. There's nothing aftermarket with that valve that's been changed. It doesn't have O-ring plug-ins. AFL, I mean, we really won't know on the valve body till after I get it all clean to vacuum test it. I just want to get the accumulator out of here. Well, it stinks. It's a stinker. That's the forward accumulator. Again, plastic, which is OEM. Why GM went with plastic, I don't know. Was it a cost thing? It's in good shape. It's not cracked, but they're prone to cracking, so it's just odd to me that they did that. See the check balls. The plate's pretty beat up there for the 3rd. Yeah, it's a decent pocket it's creating there where it's beating the tar out of it. That was loose. It's pretty loose for the reverse cover plate there. See, I keep hitting that with my head. Get the 3-4 accumulator out of here, the spring, pin. Put it in park so you can get down into that other bolt. You got your 1 check ball in here still. That's a stinker, man. It really reeks. I'm just gonna try and get some of this fluid out of here. Again, my 30mm socket, like that. And you can see where it hasn't hit the, or broken the clips off. If you want to reuse it, I don't. It's getting a new one, so, but, you know. And then the capsule, we need to get out of there. I mean, it's going to get a new one, but if I can get it in there. Just got to get it in there deep enough, then you can rotate the tool just a little, and then it locks it like that. Give it just a quarter turn, and now it's locked in. And then you can get the capsule out. I mean, it's getting a new one regardless, but I still always kind of pull them out and check them to see what's going on. In order to test it, you could do a vacuum test or whatever, but I'll take these 3 holes around it like that, plug the holes, and then I'll blow into it. I don't know if you can hear that on the mic or not, but it is definitely leaking. There should be no air coming out of that at all. So that's definitely going to cause your 3/4 smokage. For sure. 100%. So I mean, you know, like I said, I replace them anyway, so to me it's irrelevant, but you know, it's nice to know when you're checking it, like, hey, is this what's going on? Is this why it failed? And the drum stuck to the pump. Yeah, it's just on the ring. Not a big deal. It's just stuck onto the ring onto the pump. Pump washer. Reverse input clutch. Pretty good. Nothing crazy going on there. No real. Well, there's actually. Nah, it's just dry. I mean, old steels, newer frictions. Pressure plate looks decent. So, I mean, it gets new frictions and steels anyway, but yeah, see, someone did that when they were building this, thinking that it helps though, which I guess it kind of does. It keeps a little tension on the ring, but I mean, I don't do that to them. The drum looks really good. It's discolored, but there's no grooving in it at all. I'll check it with a straight edge here in a minute. Oh yeah. So here we go. That would be why your unit burned up, stopped working in a second. The band broke right there. Yeah. It just snapped it right off, which is amazing. The drum's not hurt. That's amazing. The band looks pretty decent other than where it broke. I mean, it's not a Raybestos or a Borg Warner. And they'll always say that on them. I might be able to find something off that number there. I mean, I really don't care, but the band broke, so that would definitely cause an issue. Let's crack the pump. That could be an original band, but that case connector looked aftermarket to me, and inside it's not. Again, with having these gloves on. It's hard to feel anything. It needs a pump. The pump surface is chewed up. I can feel it through my gloves, and if you look, there's a chunk missing right here. Granted, nothing really spins there, but there's a piece that something broke, and it's grooved all right in through here. It's like a nice little step there. The stator tube. Yeah, there's a big gouge out of the stator tube right here. I don't know how well the camera can see that, but it's right on the bottom ring where 3/4 is on the input drum. Let's see what the rest of the pump looks like. It definitely needs a pump though. at least that part of the pump. Take our 2 springs out of here. See what this slide looks like. Yeah, it needs a new pump kit too. The slide's worn out. You can see the color in there. It's not chattering in it. It doesn't have individual markings. It's just rubbed through. Some chatter on the top of it. The inside of it was bad. Needs a new pin. The pin's got a big gouge in it right here. You can see it almost. You should be able to see it on camera. You can see all the lines in it, and I can feel it. It deviates with my finger. So it needs a new pin. Needs a pump kit. This surface feels good, so this is good. The other part, the stator part's bad, and the stator itself. So, normally you could just press this out, replace just this part, but it needs the stator as well. So this whole part of the pump needs replaced, and then the pump kit in the pocket, and of course new bushing and seal, obviously, but they all get that. So. Look at this drum a little closer because it looks good, but I hope that drum's not stuck in there. It'll be a nightmare. Get our pin out for the anchor of the band. Where's my straight edge at? I gotta find it. Of course, it's MIA. I can never find the damn thing when I need it. Is it back here? No. It's just a piece of flat stock steel I use. And every time I need the damn thing, I can never find it. Unless it's... Let me grab one of the feet off of my press. That should be more than sufficient. Let me see. Oh yeah, it needs a new drum too. Oh yeah. It's tight from where my thumb is up, but down below, even coming off that high there, it's still, I can see light down through it. Yeah, so it needs this drum. Even though it looks good, it's a shame, but it's kind of common on those, where it needs that drum. Input shaft looks good, but see where that stator is worn is right here is where it'll wear, and that'll take out the 3/4 plates, which they are totally gone. I mean, they're really gone. There's smoke. It's gonna need new springs from it got so hot. It's just a little spring kit. You get 10 sonic springs. Unless I run a power pack in it, then I gotta run a longer spring. Let's get the forward clutches out of here. Get our bearing. Drum looks fine. It's not chewed up around here. Reverse input splines are good. Just needs new molded pistons and cleaned. It's really dirty. Input drum's alright. Let's take a look at the 3/4 stack forward and overrun. Get both our bearings out of the way. Here's your 3/4 bottom plate. It's gonna need a new one of those. It's just gotten so hot. Anytime I get a real bad 3/4 failure, I always replace the bottom plate and the top plate just because they get so much heat. They'll warp. And this is warped. I can see light through the 2 plates. But the plates are pretty well gone. We still got some material on them. Move this light over here. Shine it closer to what I'm doing. Start separating it. You got your friction steel. That friction is metal. There's no friction left. Steel. Half of it's gone. Still some. Nothing again. It's down to bare metal on the friction. That one's coned real bad. Hey, it's a stinker, man. Stinks bad. I gotta sort these too. Those reverse inputs. I keep bumping that damn thing with my head. Let's take a look here. Overruns. Not too bad. Just discolored from the fluid. Forwards. Got some nice hot spotting on that first steel. It's burning in the center, both sides of the first friction. Again, hot spotting all the way around. More discolored, more hot spotting, probably the same throughout. That one's not as bad. Yeah, not terrible for forward. Let's see if it's got the old SKF in it. Yep. Oh man. Lucky. Hasn't destroyed it yet. And it's a single cage. It's the early style. SKF France patent pending to destroy a overrun hub near you. But it's not destroyed. Luckily, it's still good. The race is good. I mean, the bushings look good too, but it gets new ones. Bushing in that. Let's see if this... Yeah, I mean, this looks decent too. You can even see the cross hatching in it still. Nice. So that's good. Let's see. Get the snap ring out of here. See if I can get it on the first try. I can see. Oh, no, there's try number 1. I need to spin it. Come in like this on it. And yeah, it's the 5-pin like I was expecting. Has the earlier style bearing that doesn't have the lip on it. The hub's in good condition. The ring gear's in good shape. It is the 5-pinion, which all Z codes should have that. The front planet's good. Got to check our captured bearing. It's nice and smooth. There's your top bearing for the input hub. sun gear. This thing's a stinker. Bushing's intact. I'll double up the bushing, make it a little more sturdy. The sun shell's almost completely gone. I don't know how well the camera's gonna pick it up, but the teeth, that's what I'm looking at. Because I'm looking at how sharp the teeth are down inside of here. And just from my perspective, I can see it. Where, let me see if I can get it again. There it is, it's right there. This part, right in through here, the teeth are pretty well gone. And they're still there, don't get me wrong, but they're, yeah, here, I'm just doing that. Shouldn't have any play like that. I don't know how well that'll pick it up, but if you look real close at the teeth around there, you'll see how small some of them have been smashed down. That's from going, changing from reverse to drive too fast, not being able to stop, and vice versa. So it needs a shell, but again, they all get a shell. That's regardless. Just gotta get the center support snap ring out of here. Sometimes you can get them out like that, hit them with your hand, but usually not. Just take, I'm not gonna hit it super hard unless I have to, but yeah, see, so it's stuck. So it's gonna be, yeah, the center support's rotated in the case, and the clunk spring, this is how I deal with that. I will get a hammer and a long screwdriver, and I'll flatten out the clunk spring is all I'm gonna do. I've showed this on other videos, but some guys will take this case and start dropping it on the ground, but if you get in here and you hit that curved tip of that clunk spring, generally it's enough to shock it out, which it's almost out. One more good. There we go. See, then that way you're not like picking the case up and dropping it up and down and potentially really hurting the case. See? I'll show you what I did to that clunk spring once I get it out. Let me find it. See, it's sitting in there. When you're looking down in the case, like I said, I've showed you in other videos, but it's sitting in there. Normally, well, I mean, I beat the everyone tar out of it. But see, it's normally that's vertical. It's like all the way over here. But all I did was this tab, I came with a screwdriver and smashed that tab down and took all the pressure off of this. And then it just comes out my hand. Granted, this is destroyed and don't use it. I'll just put a case saver in and, not use a clunk spring in it. It does engage a little harder when you do that, but it saves the case. You don't have to worry about replacing the case. So, the little reverse clutches, I mean, yeah, they look okay. They're a little chipped and missing. I can see the puzzle pieces. They're not burnt, but they are discolored. It's going to get new frictions and steels throughout. But just kind of analysis of what caused it to fail. I mean, I'm going to say probably low fluid, and then we had the band break, but the band could have broke because you had leakage here. It still could have a problem in the valve body, where it's not releasing the band with that capsule. It could be something along those lines, but 3/4s are definitely gone. Valve body plate, check ball, it's going to be those issues. The race looks good. The center support looks fine, needs a new sprag. They all get the new sprag. So, I mean, it's a given. Let me just take that out. And I always put the snap ring back in where it was. Try to, just so I don't lose it for this unit. And just set the sprag off to the side. I'm going to check the rear planet still. It is a 5-pin, which it should have been. Sometimes you can tell by looking around here for any discoloration for heat or around the pinholes. I don't see any of that, which is good. Some discoloration, but it's not heat, it's just dirt right there. Alright, so I don't know where it cut off at, but the rest of the unit was fine, except for the shell. It does need a sun shell, it does need the reverse input drum, it needs the pump stator, the stator tube, and then plus, you know, of course, everything else like the sprag, input sprag, low roller sprag, the electronics, and then the vacuum testing of the valve body. You know, if we have to update AFL valves, things like that, the Buse valves, it doesn't matter. We'll vacuum test it, whatever it needs, it gets, and then I'll know the price on the valve body. But the rest of the unit, not too bad. The pump kit, it does need the pump kit, the vane, rotor, and guide, and rings for the pump, but this pump body is okay. The pump stator tube is bad. The reverse input drum is bad. The band snapped off and broke. The shell is almost completely failed at the splines. And then, you know, just a clean job and bushings and bearings and everything else. But yeah, of course, my GoPro died, so I'm not sure where it cut off on me. But I'll upload it and I'll add this to the end of the video. It's just the GoPro overheats, and it's just, I wish they would fix it, but I'm not spending another $400 on a GoPro that can't record a 30-minute video. So my cell phone would probably work better, to be honest. But anyway, I appreciate it. Thanks guys for watching, and keep an eye out. I got what I gotta do. I got the old A4LD, 2 of those. It's just a bell swap and a pump swap. And I got that one still to tear down. Then we got that unit going back in over there. I gotta get into that one's getting picked up. That one will get picked up. But yeah, just keep tuned, and when I get time, I'll get more videos up there. I'd like to change it up to where I can use my better camera mounted instead of the GoPro because of all the recording issues I have with it. But appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everybody.